Okay. We are live. Let's see here. So make sure everything's good to go. Let's see. Okay. All right. So it's not a surprise to anybody, in my opinion, that we have entered a war with Iran. What surprised me, honestly, was the fact that, and I don't know why I was surprised by this. I guess I necessarily shouldn't have been, but Netanyahu, Trump's best friend, decided to also engage with war in Iran. And honestly, it's this man ran on this like message of no new wars, of no new American deaths overseas, and really just wanting to put, as he said, America first. But here's the issue. I mean, everything that this man has done in office has shown that it's not America first, it's millionaires and billionaires first. And now he is starting a war with Iran. I shouldn't say starting. He started a war with Iran, and he had very clear guidelines. He specifically said he was going to stick around and fight this battle until regime change happens. And let me just kind of give you guys a little bit of a background on regime change in the United States. Actually, I have this written down because it's quite fascinating, actually. The United States is not very good at doing regime changes with any country or in general. And it's really important to see how many times we've tried and failed. So there's actually 20 to 30 significant U.S. attempts at regime change since World War II. And again, the word there is attempts. And I say attempts because America is very bad at attempting regime change. Okay. I mean, 1953, Iran, we're doing that again. 1961, Fidel Castro, we tried to get him. Vietnam, another one. Chile, Iraq, I mean, that was a disaster. I went there twice. Afghanistan, disaster. I mean, look, there's up to 20 to 30 different examples of the United States trying to, successfully conduct a regime change in a country, and they have failed every single time, almost every single time, I should say, excuse me. And President Trump was actually asked this question. I mean, this is not something that we're very good at. What makes you think that you can do a regime change better than anybody else? His answer was, those past presidents were not Donald Trump. That's it. So that is his differentiating, example of why this regime change will be different. Yeah. So as of right now, there is a coordinated attack happening with the United States and Israel. The European NATO countries have actually started sending over jets and other military equipment on standby for defensive reasoning in case needed. They're not actually getting involved in anything right now. I want to make sure that's clear, at least not from the reports that I have seen. So what's also important to mention here is that reports are actually coming in that during the initial attack by Donald Trump and Netanyahu, 53 school children were killed in a strike. Sorry, hold on. Which is just absolutely horrible. And I'm going to pull that up for you guys right now so you can actually see that. Like, let's take BBC for example, okay? Oh, wait, never mind. Stand by. This happens a lot, unfortunately, in the Middle East, guys. So the article I just pulled up was from last year around this time when 53 schoolgirls were killed in a school. All right, which is just so, it's horrible. I mean, ground news. Iran, again, this is Iran stating whether or not we have on the ground proof of this happening. We don't have that yet, okay? But, oh, this is not working either. Come on, guys, be my friend. Help me out here. Sorry, my computer shut down and I lost all the things that I had ready for you guys. So I'm doing this on the go. We're going to figure it out and it's all good. All right. I have no idea where that went. Okay, so Iran is claiming that 53 school children were killed in an attack. And that number is rising. It was an attack in southern Iran, and this is the image that they are providing. I'm going to pull it up for you guys so that you can see it yourselves. Oh, I lost it. This is going to be a little problematic. Let me figure this out real quick. I don't have a producer or anything, guys, so like I'm just, I'm winging this. So bear with me. We'll have lots of fun. Leave some fun comments in there. I'll do this as temp. I'm going to move every single thing into that folder because this is a nightmare. Come on. Get in there. Get in there. Get in there. Get in there. Okay, I guess not. So that'll be fun. That's not working. Anyway, all right. So let's go ahead and bring this into the studio real quick. I'm getting hit up on my phones as well. I'm trying to... Where'd it go? 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 There it is. Oh my God, please be easier. So here's the latest headline that I have been able to locate. So death toll in strike on girls' school in southern Iran rises, to 53. And this is coming from Iranian media. I mean, look, there is unfortunately always a very high risk of non-combatant casualties when it comes to any warlike attack or situation. And America is no different than any other country in the world. So if this is true, it is very unfortunate. But I want to make sure that people understand this is not verified by our news sources or our government. This is what's coming in from Iranian media, I should say. So it's something to keep an eye on. All right. And again, these things happen. I mean, even with America's military, there are tons of uncombative casualties that happen in war. Okay, I mean, it's unfortunately a reality. Hakeem Jeffries has actually come out and completely depose this entire situation. I mean, he again is voicing the fact that Trump stated that he was not going to start any new wars. And unfortunately, that is exactly what we're seeing, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and just show you this real quick. Where'd it go? Let's pull this guy up. Anytime you want to work, that'd be great. Oh, there it is. Where'd it go? Is that it? Good Lord. Too many things open. Too many things open. Go in the folder. I don't understand why this is not working. It's just copying it into the folder. Okay, well, that's kind of annoying, I guess. One day I'm going to have a producer and all of this stuff will be done for me, and that will be awesome. But right now, I got to do it myself. All right, so here we go. We have a X post from Hakeem Jeffries. Let's see here. Pull him up. Donald Trump promised to keep America out of costly and endless foreign wars. He is now doing the exact opposite in the Middle East. Congress must vote on a war powers resolution immediately. And let's go ahead and take a look at that proposed war power resolution having to do with this conflict in Iran. I'm going to be pulling that up right now. And that should be right here. Where'd it go? Where'd you 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 go? There it is. So let's pull this guy in real quick and take a look at this. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger for you guys so you can see it. Okay. Overnight, Donald Trump announced the start of a massive... Wow, I cannot see this very well. Overnight, Donald Trump announced the start of a massive and ongoing military operation against Iran. The framers of the United States Constitution gave Congress the sole power to declare war as the, branch of government closest to the American people. Iran is a bad actor and must be aggressively confronted for its human rights violations, nuclear ambitions, support of terrorism, and the threat it poses to our allies like Israel and Jordan in the region. However, absent, this is okay. So basically, I'm just going to kind of just go over what this is. Right? He's basically calling the war bad. I mean, this is not a good situation to be in. And I mean, Trump has framed this several times as protecting the Iranian people from their government. Stop killing protesters in the streets. At the same time, Donald Trump's ICE officers are killing protesters in the streets. They're imprisoning hundreds of thousands of people, not deporting them, but putting them in privately owned and operated prisons and racking up a heck of a bill every single year for these prisoners being held. He is committing tons of human and, civil crimes against people in the United States every single day. But yet, it's okay if he does it, just not if Iran does it. So let's listen to the message that Trump had for the Iranian people, I think about 2 hours after he started the attacks. And this is that.
To the great, proud people of Iran, I say tonight that the hour of your freedom is at hand. Stay sheltered. Don't leave your home. It's very dangerous outside. Bombs will be dropping everywhere. When we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take. This will be probably your only chance for generations. For many years, you have asked for America's help, but you never got it. No president was willing to do what I am willing to do tonight. Now you have a president who is giving you what you want. So let's see how you respond. America is backing you with overwhelming strength and devastating force. Now is the time to seize control of your destiny and to unleash the prosperous and glorious future that is close within your reach. This is the moment for action. Do not let it pass. May God bless the brave men and women of America's armed forces. May God bless the United States of America. May God bless you all. Thank you.
Okay, so that was his message to the Iranian people. And actually, during that press conference, he actually used the word war. Okay, we're not just saying the word war because we want to make this look dramatic or, escalate a situation. He used the word war. Okay, so we're not necessarily just looking at an operation in the Middle East. We're looking at a full-scale war in the Middle East, and that is a terrifying thing. So let me show you. There's some breaking news coming in right now, and I want to confirm it before I tell you. Let's see here. No, okay. So so of course, this is why I'm doing this. People are putting all over social media that a tons of false information, and I really want to make sure that before I say anything, you guys have the right information. So the people reporting at the moment that NATO forces in Europe had something to do with the initial strikes. I cannot confirm at this very moment, but that is what they're saying. As of right now, what I am seeing is the fact that NATO is not directly involved, as an organization in attacking Iran, though it is closely monitoring regional developments while individual members like the US and UK may participate in actions. So let's see here. So I did report to you guys that the UK is sending planes to the Middle East as part of defensive operations. And that is what the UK's prime minister is stating at the moment. There are also other conflicting reports that are saying that the prime minister of the UK actually sent fighters and bombers during the initial attack to support the United States and Israel. I am not able to find that anywhere. So I'm having a hard time trying to fact check that for you. But as of right here, we have reporting from BBC, and they are saying that basically British planes are in the sky in the Middle East as part of a defensive operation to protect our people, our interests and allies. Okay, so this was a pre-recorded statement. Again, I am not able. He added that Iran can end this now. Yeah, I mean, technically they can. Let's take a look at these strikes on the map as well. So U.S. and Israel strikes on Iran in maps. So the U.S., Israel have of course. Bay walls. All right, let's get back. Okay, so there's more information, and I'm also receiving. I would give anything to be on the ground right now there. I mean, I know that sounds crazy and everything, but I would love to be reporting this with just my phone on the ground in Iran. But unfortunately I have a feeling if I was in Iran, I would probably be captured because of all my military tattoos, and I probably would be there for a very long time in prison. So, or I possibly would die from a bomb. So we're doing this in the studio. All right, I want to see. Let me see this real quick. And of course, we have these MAGA Republicans that are trying to justify taking out Iran. I mean, with just the Congressman Randy Fine, for example, is really just trying to lay the groundwork for justification. And look, Iran has done a lot of bad things, but you know what? So has the United States, so has the UK, so has a lot of NATO countries. I mean, no country is perfect. We all commit. We all commit crimes. That's governments. You are delusional if you do not think that a government doesn't commit a crime and they do everything completely the legal international way. And that's just not a reality. Unfortunately, that's not a reality. So let me see if I could. No, it's not going to work that way. Let's do it like this. I want to show you. So this senator took the time, or somebody obviously did it for him. He probably did nothing. Come on, hurry up. So take a look at this guy real quick. Image file. So here's what Congressman Randy Fine has to say about the situation. The Muslim terrorists, because you have to understand a lot of GOP members, MAGA and Republicans just believe that if you're Muslim, you're a terrorist, or you're, easily can turn into a terrorist, which is not true. Actually, the Quran is probably one of the most peaceful religious books. I mean, it literally teaches peace and love. But anyway, the Muslim terrorists that run Iran have just indiscriminately fired rockets, not just at the Jews. And he had to say the Jews I'm Jewish. Of Israel, but 700,000 Americans who live there, 180,000. Of course, he has to mention Christians who live there at the Dome of the Rock, the third holiest site in Islam, and the Church of the Holy Sculpture, site of Jesus's crucifixion. We are fighting back against this evil. Now, first of all, I want to make sure everybody understands that what Iran is doing, and I am not for Iran. I am just for not having a war. Let's just put that out there right now. I don't want, Ukraine and Russia, that needs to end. Okay. We don't need wars in this country. We don't need wars in this world. We need to all come together and really just accept each other for who we are, for what our religion is, for what our beliefs are. And for some reason, we can't do that. And we just keep fighting over the stupidest stuff. So he is claiming that we are defending ourselves as they are firing rockets, as the Muslim terrorists are firing rockets into Israel, where there are Americans and the GOP and MAGA's, precious Christians. So that he is claiming that we are fighting back against this evil. I'm just going to say, looking at international law, and I'm not a lawyer, but look at international law. If one country attacks another, that country, the one that was attacked, has the right to retaliate against the attacking country. That is how that works. Okay. That is a legal move. That is why nobody gave Ukraine any type of headache when they started fighting back against Russia. This is the same situation. They are saying that Iran is committing illegal retaliation, by targeting military bases, Americans around the Middle East, and, Israel, who also was part of this attack on Iran. This is called retaliation. Okay. And again, I am not for Iran. I am not for how they treat their people. I am not for that regime that clearly does sound evil. Okay. I'm not. If you're going to do this, do it the right way. Send in SEAL Team 6 or Delta or somebody. Take out the leadership. But no, they're going to put hundreds of thousands or possibly millions of people at risk of dying. And they're going to spend billions and billions and billions of dollars of taxpayers' money. I mean, if you're going to like brag that you sent in a team to go get Maduro in the middle of the night, if you want to take over, if you want a regime change, get your teams in there to take the men out. Don't put the entire country at risk. Don't put our service members at risk. Don't put the Middle East at risk, and do not put NATO at risk. America keeps doing this. We keep going into senseless wars, and we keep getting hundreds of thousands and millions of people killed. And we need to stop doing it. This is his justification. Congressman Randy Fine. That guy needs to think before he writes stuff. That's ridiculous.
Finally, to the
so in other, like, there's other reporting coming right now that's also stating, check this out. I shouldn't say check this out until I actually have it pulled up for you. 1 second. Obviously, Ted Cruz is all for it. He's saying how great of a job things are going, and he loves the fact that there's going to be a regime change. I mean, even though, we're terrible at regime change again. And I want to point out, do you guys remember when Donald Trump went on television and basically said, what was it exactly that he said? That Obama does not have the capacity to negotiate a nuclear arms deal with Iran. So he's going to basically use it. He's going to invade Iran because he doesn't have the skills to attack Iran. Good morning, Lucas. So I'm going to see if I can get that up there for you guys real quick, because it's going to be a little harder to get a video up there. Let's see here. I want to... If that works, I'm going to be extremely excited. That's amazing. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at Trump. I'm assuming in Trump Tower in I don't know, in New York. But let me go ahead and share my screen with you real quick so that we can take a look at what he said about Obama, President Obama, who, by the way, sent SEAL teams in to get Osama bin Laden. I don't know why Trump is not doing things that way, but I mean, that's just the way it is, I guess, right now. So let's see. Pulled this guy up. Why isn't it working? There we go.
Our president will start a war with Iran because he has absolutely no ability to negotiate. He's weak and he's ineffective. So the only way he figures that he's going to get reelected, and as sure as you're sitting there, is to start a war with Iran. Now, I'm more militant and more militaristic than the president. I believe in strength. But to start a war in order to get elected, and I believe that's going to happen, would be an out. Our president will start a war with Iran because he has absolutely no ability to negotiate. He's weak and he's ineffective. So the only way he figures that he's going to get reelected, and as sure as you're sitting there, is to start a war with Iran. Now, I'm more militant and more militaristic than the president. I believe in...
My apologies. I didn't realize that was going to be going twice. I was actually getting ready to pull up another video for you guys that I would also like to show, and that is Keir Starmer also did a press conference today touching on this, and I just wanted to share his words about the entire situation, because I remember I mentioned also that it appears he let's not do it that way. Let's go over here. All right. Donald Trump is a war criminal. I hear you, Lucas. So let's go ahead and pull up the Prime Minister of the UK and see what he has to say about the situation.
Earlier this morning, the United States and Israel struck targets in Iran. Iran has since launched indiscriminate strikes across the region. I know the British people and communities across our country will be deeply concerned about what this means for security and stability, and for the fate of innocent people across the region, which for so many of us includes friends and family members. So whilst the situation is evolving very quickly, I want to set out our response. The United Kingdom played no role in these strikes.
There you go. No
We have
role.
long been clear. The regime in Iran is utterly abhorrent. They have murdered thousands of their own people, brutally crushed dissent, and sought to destabilize the region. Even in the United Kingdom, the Iranian regime poses a direct threat to dissidents and to the Jewish community. Over the last year alone, they have backed more than 20 potentially lethal attacks on UK soil. So it is clear they must never be allowed to develop a nuclear weapon. That remains the primary aim of the United Kingdom and our allies, including the US. I condemn Iran's attacks today on partners across the region, many of which are not parties to this conflict. We extend our support and solidarity to them as part of our commitments to the security of our allies in the Middle East. We have a range of defensive capabilities in the region, which we've recently strengthened. Our forces are active, and British planes are in the sky today as part of coordinated regional defensive operations to protect our people, our interests, and our allies, as Britain has done before, in line with international law. We've stepped up protections for British bases and personnel to their highest level. We are also reaching out to UK nationals in the region and doing everything we can to support them. I've been speaking with leaders today from the E3 and across the region. It is vital that we prevent further escalation and return to a diplomatic process. We want to see peace and security and the protection of civilian life. Iran can end this now. They should refrain from further strikes, give up their weapons programs, and cease the appalling violence and repression against the Iranian people, who deserve the right to determine their own future in line with our long-standing position. This is the route to de-escalation and back to the negotiating table. Thank you.
I would like to say that that was very sensible. That is what true sensible leadership looks like. Okay. I mean, de-escalation. He thinks that there should be de-escalation and that they need to come back to the negotiating table and do this more diplomatically, not with, a war. Makes sense to me personally, but I mean, sir, this is the thing. I want to know what he really wants to gain from this. I do not think personally that he cares 1 second about the Iranian populace that were being killed by the government. I don't think he cares about that. That was more of an opportunity kind of thing for him, in my opinion. I really do want to know what it is he's after. Obviously, what I think it truly is two things. I think he wants to have better control over the Middle East. I think, secondly, he's hoping that if this regime is dismantled, then he basically can have part in the process of picking the next leader and someone that he has control and sway over, of course, to, start his occupation of the entire Middle East. I mean, look, if you own the Middle East, you are the richest country the world will ever see. You have so much stockpile of oil. I mean, yes, I know Venezuela is like literally probably the biggest stockpile of oil in the world. And he's botched that thing up like crazy too. But think about it this way. I mean, who had control of the oil fields when we were at war with Iraq? How much money did that bring in? I'm going to have to look into that because I'm pretty sure it's in the hundreds of billions of dollars. Now, you're going to be hearing this framed from the Republican Party, MAGA, and Trump as a way to help a country's people. And I want you to think really hard when you hear that about when the last time was that Donald Trump did something for somebody other than himself. Oh, and you say, oh, no tax on tips and this and that. Yes, that he did do that for himself, because that made people that were not that bright really think, oh my God, he's all about me. No. He's just about your vote. And it worked. God, it worked. So everything that man does is for him and his family's wallets. There is no other scenario that has to do with it. I want to show you guys a video that's coming in right now of suicide drone. They call it suicide drones. I don't know why you call it a suicide drone. It's like it's a drone that has explosives on it. I don't know why you would call it a suicide drone. It's not. It's very misleading. But let's take a look at this real quick.
Oh my God.
So this is taking place in
Oh my God.
Dubai.
Oh my God.
I don't have enough verified information on whether or not it's actually let's pause this, happening at the moment. But the fact that they are using, if they are using, explosive drones in Dubai, which that looked like a very urban area to me. I don't see why there would be any military targets there, but I could be totally and completely wrong. It could be a military outpost, but I'm not 100% sure if it is. Let's see here. Oh, so here's more reports. Global Eye News as well, sharing that Dubai is under attack in several different ways. This is happening all over the Middle East. Okay, I want everybody to understand that this is literally happening all over the Middle East right now. There are hundreds of thousands of millions of people that are at risk of severe, life-changing injuries and death. That's an apartment building that was hit with another drone, from what I understand. And that's Dubai. Sorry for that. So, I mean, the situation is obviously active and things are changing every single minute. And what's really hard to figure out is to what end. I mean, I really want to know, like, Now, several Gulf states are turning on Iran after retaliatory strikes. Israel military officials say that several senior Israeli military officials say that several senior Iranian figures were eliminated in airstrikes. House Democrats will. Where'd that go? I just had it pulled. I just had it and I lost it. House Democrats will convene tomorrow evening for a virtual caucus called to discuss the strikes on Iran. Two sources familiar with the matter told CBS News follow along for more updates on that. Let's see. Iran has told all vessels that they are closing. Wow. They are closing the Strait of Hormuz. And that's coming directly from Reuters. And remember, over 20% of the global oil supplies actually travels through that bank. So let me actually pull that up. I want to double check that. I knew that was going to be something that was going to happen if this war started. That was going to be one of the first things that they were going to do. And I just really wanted to check to see if that actually is true. Just give me the Reuters, baby. Just give me the Reuters. Where you at, Reuters? There you are. So Reuters is all over this, obviously. And I just want to make sure that I'm just trying to confirm. So global airlines have canceled flights across the Middle East. Israel and U.S. launched a strike on Iran. President Donald Trump says action will give Iranians a chance to topple their ruler. Israel officials say that Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, I pronounced that wrong, I know that for sure, was targeted. Sources say he was not killed. So sources say that Iranian defense minister and Revolutionary Guard commander were killed. Iran says that it struck Israel and U.S. bases in multiple parts of the region. Several Gulf states said that they were targeted by Iranian missiles. Global airlines have, again, like I said, canceled flights across the Middle East. So it's hard to imagine, what that entire region is feeling right now. I mean, just to wake up to basically the entire Middle East opening up in a war. I can't imagine, right? It's something that I hope that we never feel here in America, but every single day with this administration, I feel like we're getting closer to that, which is quite scary. Am I sharing this with you guys or am I just reading this? Nope. I'm not sharing this with you guys. I'm sorry about that. You just have to look at me. It's terrible. Hold on. So let's pull up the Reuters real quick. So Iran tells the UN it will keep striking until aggression ceases fully. Iran, in a letter to the United Nations, said that the U.S. and Israel bases, facilities, and assets in the region are legitimate military targets. And honestly, I mean, again, in a situation where a country is retaliating after a unprovoked situation, they have every right to do what Iran is doing under law. I mean, and it's obvious that they're not going to just, bend over and let Trump and Netanyahu do whatever they want to do. So senior Iranian officials killed in joint strike. Israeli officials say Saturday joint Israeli-U.S. strikes on Iran had been months in the planning, which I agree with. We have been staging outside of the Middle East, all over the Middle East for weeks now. including the targeting of sites where senior Iranian officials were convening, resulting in the killings of several senior figures and Israeli military officers said. You know, it's actually interesting. The foreign minister of Iran was on the news this morning and asked by NBC if their leadership was killed, and he said no. We lost a few like military leaders, but you know, he said that was fine. Just it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, this guy right here. This guy right here. The foreign minister. Okay, so he also said that if Americans want to talk to us, they know how to contact me, adding that Iran is ready for de-escalation, but I mean, look, at the end of the day, I don't see the United States de-escalating. I think this is 100% going to be a long-term thing. Either I think Iran is going to have to fold, which I don't see happening. I'm pretty sure this regime has technically been in charge. If I'm not, was it earlier than the how long have they been in charge? I was going to say the 1960s, but I can totally be wrong about that. Let me just check that out real quick. Oh, I was wrong. Okay, so the current Islamic Republic regime in Iran has been around for 47 years, following the 1979 revolution. All right, so yeah, so I was gonna say the 60s, but I was definitely wrong, closer to the 80s. But that they've been in the business of you know, blah. Oh my God, sorry, excuse me. There I am. They've been in the business for quite a while of, you know, running that country. They've had multiple countries try to overturn their regime, take over, and there's been they've done the same as well to other countries, which has led to millions of human beings being slaughtered in pointless campaigns. And right now, that is the start of something that we're seeing again. Let's see if anything else is breaking about this situation. This is my second time going live, by the way, so I appreciate everybody's patience. I'm like learning how to do this, like back office software and everything, and managing myself and all this at the same time. So I appreciate patience. So I reported to you guys that a school was hit in the strikes, and I reported that 53 children were killed in that strike. And unfortunately, reporting coming in right now is upping that number to I just lost it. 85. The death toll from the strike that hit the school in southern Iran has risen to 85 people, an official says on Iranian state TV. AP is following this. I am also following this. That is unfortunate. So we had reports earlier that it was 53 children killed. And now we're up to 85 people total in that strike, not knowing who are adults, children. But I'm assuming more information on that will come within the hours. So let's stay tuned for that. Israel is basically continuously trying to reiterate the fact that they are claiming that several senior Iranian figures were eliminated in the strikes. As of right now, Iran is saying something different, which I would expect them to, even if that was true. So at least this early in what is transpiring. So we'll see if that changes within the next couple of hours, possibly days, honestly. But let's see here. Another apartment was just hit in where is this now? Hold on. Where is this? In Bahrain. So it looks as if retaliatory attacks from Iran with drones with explosives strapped to them are exploding all over the Middle East. And one has just hit an apartment building, and another apartment building actually in Bahrain. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to come back later and give you another update. As of right now, I'm going to go and make sure that the rest of my socials are also up to date on the situation that is happening. I appreciate everybody that came on here and supported this live stream. You all are amazing. And I will be back later today to discuss where things are.